Good Saturday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson, and happy winter storm day. As we right now have snow going on throughout the state, throughout Gaffney, throughout Greenville, Clemson, Rock Hill, Lancaster, Winsboro, Camden, even Columbia has seen some snow. Sumter or Orangeburg may even be receiving some right now. And so, overall, a lot of areas have already started to see snow already. And, this is really not even the main part of the storm yet. Let's go ahead and scroll our way out and see what's going on throughout the entire U.S. Well, you see, we do in fact have some snowfall going on over here inside of the southeast. That's pretty obvious. Rainfall going on down here near Florida. We have some snowfall going on in Indianapolis. Kind of like a line of snow and freezing rain kind of going on from North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. Rainfall going on inside of Montana, and then as well as up here inside of Washington. Now, what about for our cloud cover? Well, shouldn't be a shock to really anybody that we're all pretty much covered with clouds, except for, other portions of the eastern. They're mostly cloudy, but everybody else cloudy. I mean, just no sunshine peeking through at all. Now, what about for our cloud cover for the future? Well, if we go in and look at that, you can see right now, starting off at 9 o'clock in the morning, you push this forward all the way through. Here's 11 o'clock in the morning, still cloudy. We move all the way up to 1 o'clock p.m., 2 o'clock p.m., 3 o'clock p.m., and that cloud cover is remaining there. We even get to around 6 o'clock p.m., going on to around 9 o'clock p.m. here, and then we even have some more as we get to around 11 p.m. and then 12 a.m. And so that low pressure is going to start moving down, and as it starts moving down throughout the southern parts of the state, it will kind of clear up some areas a little bit, but for the most part, that cloud cover will stay throughout the entire state. Current temperatures right now, you have around a good 38 in Charleston, 35 inside of Somerville, as well as 39 in Beaufort, 43 in Hilton Island, and 34 in Georgetown, 33 Murrells Inlet, and 31 in Myrtle Beach, 28 in Conway, as well as 30 in Orangeburg, 27 in Sumter, 31 in Aiken, 28 Columbia, 25 in Hartsville, and 24 in Bennettsville, 24 Lancaster, and 26 in Union, 27 in Greenwood, and 27 in Clemson, 26 Greenville, and 25 in Spartanburg, 25, inside of Gaffney, and 24 in York and Rock Hill. Air quality for today, for right now, currently we are right now just mostly inside that yellow moderate area, which is not unhealthy, but it's definitely not the best, not in the good category. If you're in, just the regular areas with no color over it, you're in the good area. Which should pretty much be showing up a green color, but sometimes it glitches and doesn't, and this is one of those times. But for right now, most of us are in the yellow moderate area. High temperatures for today. Yes, you are seeing these high temperatures correctly. 27 Greenville as well as 26 in Spartanburg, 26 Rock Hill as well as 28 in Girard, 29 in Dillon and Florence as well as 29 in Sumter, 31 in Columbia, and 29 in Newberry, 31 Aiken, and 32 in Orangeburg and in Kingstree, 35 Myrtle Beach, and 36 in Moncks Corner, 36 inside of Walter Brown, 41 in Charleston, 46 Hilton Island. The wind chill for today. Here are the wind chills for today. It's going to be a very cold day, not only with just regular temperatures, but also with winds going. So these are what our wind chills are looking like as we go into today. Make sure that you are prepared for this to occur. Dress warmly. Try to keep pets inside as much as possible. Remember, keep plants inside. And especially if you still have pipes that still are exposed and not wrapped, you still need to make sure that you care for those, even though it's the daytime. Still need to care for those. And especially since there's no cloud cover as well, or that there's no sunshine as well, that's just going to make it not much better. Now, what about wind? Wind for the most part overall calm. You may see around a good 10-ish miles per hour within your Myrtle Beach. But for the most part, we're all in the single digits in terms of winds. Wind gusts, though. Wind gusts will be up to around a good 10-ish miles an hour, all the way up to around 15, 16, 17-ish miles per hour. Now, if you look at our total precipitation amounts, this includes rainfall, sleet, freezing rain, and snow, all of the above here. It shows a good amount for a lot of us, quarter of an inch to a half an inch for most of us. around a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch for Barnwell, Walterboro, Hilton Head Island, and then maybe even a half an inch to an inch inside of Winnsboro and some other areas near Winnsboro. We're going and look at ice, freezing rain accumulation. This was for today, going into the next couple of days, but let's go on. The one for tonight has nothing as well. So, National Weather Service is not too confident in ice accumulations at all. Snow accumulations, though, that's a new story. So, this goes all the way from through today going into tonight, and then this goes all the way, if I believe, into. Yeah, okay, there we go. So this goes all the way from this morning, going all the way into Tuesday at 7 o'clock in the morning. So these are our totals, around like 8 to around 9-ish inches I see near Winnsboro, 7 near Columbia, 7 near Florence, 7.1 near Kingstree, 6.6 Georgetown, 6.2 Moncks Corner, 3.5 in Charleston. You have around a good 5 in Anderson, 5 to 6 in Greenville, 3 Barnwell, 1 to 2 in Hilton Head Island. So, and those are in inches, by the way, for our snowfall here. So, good amount, definitely. But the area that I am watching for the most right now is definitely that central area, just north of Columbia, Rock Hill, Winnsboro, Camden, these areas. And then what about the crazy score? Well, if you have no idea what the crazy score is, it is a score that we see how crazy the weather is throughout the entire state of South Carolina. And right now, which I believe this is not the right score. It's not. The other one is actually a lot higher than that. It's actually at an 82. Now, we're inside the severe category, not catastrophic. But we're inside the severe category. Why? Well, dangerous conditions. I mean, you have snowfall falling, you have ice. Well, maybe not ice, but I mean, you have snowfall falling, you have roads being covered, you have dangerous temperatures. I mean, high temperatures today only being in the 20s. That is really cold, really dangerous there, especially if you're not dressed well or if you have, leave pets outside or leave plants outside. That could cause, that can cause bad stuff to happen. So that is technically a dangerous condition. So that's why we're over here in the severe category for today. This is the highest we've been so far all year, 82. You want to mark it down on the calendar or for whoever keeps track. But I believe 82, that's the highest so far. Now, what about the SPC outlook? Thunderstorms are not expected today. Same thing with fire weather, excessive rainfall. We're good. We're all good. So let's go and look at the models now. So we're going to start off here at the great time of 9 o'clock. And as you go on and push this forward, you already see that snowfall going on throughout the Midland areas, the upstate, getting in on some of that snowfall. And it will start to get a little bit heavier as you go throughout the upstate. And then there goes that huge amount of snowfall that's kind of like congealing into one another. And that's what's going to cause this huge system to move through. Upstate's completely covered. Here's noon right here. Still dry in the low country, still dry in the Grand Strand areas. You go all the way to around 2 p.m. Start to see some rainfall in like the low country, but not quite snowfall. You start to see some freezing rain in the southern Midlands. By around 2 o'clock, snowfall still going on inside the upstate and the Midlands by that time. Then you get to around 4 o'clock, and you start to see some freezing rain and some sleet inside the low country. Some rainfall with it as well, kind of making that transition from rain to freezing rain, then sleet, then snow. As you get to around 4 p.m., then 5 p.m. comes along, some snowfall moving through, and now the upstate's starting to lessen up a little bit. Petey, Grand Strand, Low Country starting to get their rounds now. Midland's also starting to lessen up. And then look at that huge dry area right there around 7 o'clock p.m. Look to the west, on the western side, kind of just completely tries to dodge that bottom area down there. And that's actually the low pressure right there. That is the low pressure right there causing that. You go all the way to around 11 o'clock p.m., still snowing. In the low country, still snowing in the Midlands, parts of the upstate. And now I see over there the PD and the Grand Strand now getting their heavy dose around like later tonight. And then we get to around 2 a.m. and it's still not snowing by that time, by the end yet. But this is what, totals look like right now from the HRRR. The HRRR right now has a good amount of snowfall totals. I mean, has around 2 inches over there near Charleston, around 7 near Florence, 2 to 3 Myrtle Beach, but that's not final. Same thing for a lot of these areas. Actually, it might not be the final count. Then you have around 5 near Columbia, 4 near Greenville, 2 near Augusta, and then like I said, this area down here with that low pressure kind of tracking down this way, that's one of the reasons why you're not really gonna kind of see like that little dry slot area right here. And so that's what we're looking for there. And then also, if we go on into even the actual total freezing rain, let me see. Here we go. Shows a good amount in the low country. Shows around, like 100th of an inch, close to maybe 500th of an inch. Maybe even an isolated 10th of an inch. I mean, it's possible. Definitely is possible, but not the craziest. Definitely not the craziest. And then one more thing before we go on and wrap up the model runs, I do want to go on and look at the 12Z and go throughout this entire system. We're going to go all the way into tomorrow morning, and this is what the 12Z said after everything was done. A lot less than the 13Z said. 13Z only goes 18 hours out. The 12Z goes 48 hours out. So even when it goes further out, it still has less than the 13Z, which is interesting to see. You have around 6 inches over there near Florence, 4 in the Midlands, 3 up there in the upstate, 2 to 3 near Charleston. Inland, Tri-County here around 4 to 5, maybe a bit less, but Myrtle Beach around 5 to 6. But I still see around a good 7 to 8 inches possible over there inside the Petey area. And then if we go on and look at freezing rain for the most part just shows a good amount down there near Charleston, maybe around 100th of an inch, maybe around 500th of an inch over there in Dorchester County. But other than that, everybody else staying in that 200th to kind of like 100th of an inch right there. And that's all that I have to say for today. Just like a little model update right there. I may actually go live today. We'll see what happens. I may actually go live. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But I'm going to go on and, get prepared for that just in case that is the case. But that's all. Make sure that you go on and hit the like button if you haven't already. Also, if you have not hit the subscribe button yet, go on and do so. Right now, we're at 685, trying to get to 700. We are 15 away from that main goal of 700. Let's go on and get there. Also, hit the share button. Share with your friends, family members, acquaintances, people they don't even talk to like that. Go on and share it to them so they can go on and get there to that goal. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Saturday, and I'll either be back this afternoon, evening, or just tonight, 9 o'clock p.m. with your Saturday evening forecast update.